The Federal Bureau of Investigation released these still frames of the CCTV footage of the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk. I don't give a fuck what my vocabulary was. I'm very confident in the fact that this is the person that took the life of Charlie Kirk, because the FBI does not release information like this unless they are very certain they have CCTV footage along with other evidence pointing that this is the person. They also don't offer $100,000 rewards for just any person of interest. They not only located the weapon, they have DNA, a shoe print, and an entire palm print. By now, they probably already have the results back of the DNA. I don't know if people are aware of this, but you can get a paternity DNA test done and have it fast-tracked within 24 hours. If you don't think that the FBI has that kind of power and that kind of ability, especially with federal and state crime labs, then you really shouldn't be in true crime. And here we see that the profile is absolutely correct. This looks like a between 18 and 30-year-old white male. Not only is that typical, that is so fucking cliche. And for the people who are pulling quotes out of context from Charlie Kirk or any of his debates and using that as a justification for a monster doing what they did, shame on you. It doesn't matter if somebody lives by the sword and dies by the sword. It does not justify another person taking the deliberate and evil action of taking somebody's life the way that Charlie Kirk's life was taken. So not only is there a $100,000 reward leading to information to identify and capture this person, you can guarantee that the FBI has a lot more information that you are not privy to. I wouldn't be surprised if they're using ancestral and family DNA matches to find this person. And I also wouldn't be surprised if this person does not have an extensive rap sheet in his history. I also wouldn't be surprised if this person's fingerprints and DNA are not in the CODIS system. And if you don't know off the very top of your head what the CODIS system is, then you shouldn't be in true crime either. The FBI know a lot more information than what they are choosing to release to the public at this time. But I can guarantee they have a lot more footage of this person and what they did than what the world is privy to at this time. The internet is going to do its thing. This person is going to be identified and this person is going to be captured. It also isn't going to take long for FBI agents to identify what type of shoes he was wearing with the footprint. The internet has already identified the shirt that he's wearing. But if anybody has any information, you can call this tip line down below, and there is a $100,000 reward for information, especially leading to the identity and the capture of this individual. Not only is today September 11th, it's a very traumatic day for me. I spent the entire summer in New York City, in the Bronx, with my lifelong best friend, her brother, and her mother. And I came home just a week and a half before 9/11 happened, where I captured this image on a film camera. And at 6:10 a.m. this morning, we got word in my town that a 44-year-old father tried to take the life of 3 of his children, successfully ending the life of his 17-year-old and putting his 13 and 12-year-old in critical condition, where they had to be hospitalized and rushed by helicopter to Detroit, where we still haven't got word if either of them have survived or if they're still in critical condition or stabilized. With all of the hatred, with all of the violence, with all of the vitriol that is happening, not just here in the United States of America, but all around the world, I really wouldn't be surprised if they start slamming people federally with capital punishment. I am not very political, and I believe most politicians at a certain level up are all corrupt. But guess what? Even corrupt people, even this person, even criminals have civil and constitutional rights. But I'm just a person. I don't work in law enforcement. I don't work as a lawyer. I don't work as a judge, and I don't work in the court system. So it's not my job to uphold anybody's civil or constitutional rights, nor the legal practice in the legal standard in the legal criminal justice system, to which judges and lawyers have to uphold the due process. I don't have to uphold anybody else's due process. They do. I can say what I want. I can say what I think. I can say what I feel. I can say that this person is an absolute piece of fucking trash. There are addicts, there are alcoholics, there are homeless people, there are people that live in poverty all throughout the United States of America. And guess what? None of them take the lives of other people. And for those of you that's saying that this is not political, Charlie Kirk was a political commentator. He was a political activist. He was at a political event that he was holding. If you don't think that that is political, then Lord help you. But it also doesn't go without saying that a coward like this couldn't prove him wrong, because he didn't have the balls like a real man to go down there and actually debate Charlie Kirk. He had to take the cop-out pussy way. He had to utilize a firearm to do it for him. And not only did he do it in front of his wife, his babies, in front of 3,000 plus people that were in attendance, but on a national and global social media stage. I really pray that this never happens to you or anybody that you know or love. Because it doesn't matter if this was any other Democratic or very leftist political activist that this happened to, it would be the same exact reaction. Nobody should have this happen to them. This wasn't God's doing. And no matter what series or combination of 178,000 English words that Charlie Kirk strung together and ever said in a debate, it does not justify, condone, reason, and if or but away this person doing the act of what they did. It does not excuse or justify any of it, because God didn't do this. The person responsible did it. A coward, a pussy, a man that doesn't even have the conviction of his own faith, of his own morals, of his own principles and values, to stand up and own what he did. He ran from the scene like a little bitch. And for all of those laughing and chuckling and cheering that, oh, the right is going to turn him into a martyr, he is a martyr. The definition of martyr is anybody that suffers or dies for a principle, for a cause, for their religious belief, that suffers or dies for their values and their morals, that suffers and dies because they refuse to renounce their religious beliefs, their values, or their morals. And that is not only the epitome of Charlie Kirk's entire life and career as a political activist, that is going to be his legacy, whether anybody likes it or not. But mark my words, they are going to find this person, and one day we're going to have the entire CCTV footage, clips from all of these garages and buildings. But until then, somebody is going to turn in his little punk ass, because $100,000 is worth more than this man's entire life now. The FBI do not put a bounty on anybody's head if they're just a person of interest. They know more than what they are saying. And I don't care if people agree that insane asylums and permanent psychiatric residential locked facilities should come back, or that death penalty in all states should come back. I don't care if anybody believes that we should have tighter and more strict gun control laws federally, and that those should make a comeback. There is one thing that I stand 100% firm on from every single corner of my heart, from the very depths of my soul, to every cell and every breath that is in my body. You have to be a disgusting, evil, depraved, fucked up human being to pull the trigger and do what this person allegedly did. Because most human beings on planet Earth, all 8 billion of us across 195 countries, do not have the ability to harm another human this way. A lot of people don't have this in them to even do it in self-defense. To pull a trigger and to do what we all watched live happen to Charlie Kirk, you are fucked up. Because most people are good and decent human beings that are just trying to get by in life and don't want to hurt anybody else and are incapable of hurting anybody else. And real empaths, we would rather cut off our own arm than ever harm another human being, even if we don't align with them politically, religiously, or otherwise. So there's that. Bye.